motorcycle.
I was looking on another site and there was on about it. What's best thing to use for pillion? That was like.
Okay, well, let's talk about that then. Hi everybody, welcome to the channel. Join us after the intro and we're going to talk about what's best for the pillion. Hello everyone, and welcome to Motorbikes in Life.
Oh, motorcycle auctions there, Ada.
Oh, hello. What are you doing? It's all right. Well, that was all on film. I was trying to work out if I was on the wrong road or the wrong planet or something. Monday morning. Right, back to the topic at hand. Motorcycle pillions and what people have said that they... Well, you carry on now, Tess, because you're the one that had a look at it. So what did you do? You went on...
Just, someone was asking what was the best thing out there that they could use for pillion to hold on with. I know a lot of people use the grab rail. A lot of people use love handles, are they called?
Yeah. A lot of people put them on the wrong way round.
Yeah.
They put them on so the catch is at the front, so if anything happens the catch will break open and they might as well not be holding on to anything anyway. But we'll talk about that in a second. Yeah, go on, carry on, sorry love, interrupted.
And just asking in general what is the best thing to hold on to. I don't particularly hold on to anything on this bike. I've got a top box behind me.
Yeah, that doesn't help, does it?
So I'm not going anywhere. My hands are just sit on my knees. Well, on my thighs sort of thing. I don't hold on as such. On sports bikes, what we've had, Eddie always wears a fleece over his leathers. So it's been a grip onto that. If there's an airy moment or whatever, and I've had to hold on, but I always hold on with my thighs, so I grip him.
Yeah, she's gripping me now. Right, listen guys, I'm not being funny, but the first port of call that you should be asking this question to, if you're a pillion, is the rider. Some riders don't like you holding on to them. Some riders want you to put your hands on the tank so when they break you don't shove forward and crush their family jewels. Me and Taz have ridden like this. She holds on with her thighs, and yeah, she will hold on to my fleece, but she's not that reliant on it. And I'm not being funny, but I mean, if I was to do something stupid, the fleece zip would just rip open anyway. So the first port of call is, who are you riding with? Because they should be thinking of you on the back and giving you a nice ride. If they're taking you out and driving like a loony, first of all, well, they shouldn't be doing that. Especially because at the end of the day, they're not just worrying about their life anymore, they're worrying about both of your lives. And don't get me wrong, we don't hang about, but I never use full throttle. I'll get my speed up as I want to get my speed up. I won't just whack it down into first, pile it on and pull wheelies. Just for the simple reason is poor old Tez is going to have a right ride. So the first person of call you should be asking that question to, where do you want me to hold on to, is of course the guy that's riding the bike. Second question, the love handles are like handles that go around your waist and then they click together with a plastic clip, which, to be perfectly honest with you, they if you're wearing the right way round, they're absolutely superb. If you're, especially, I used to have them when my lad used to come out with me when he was younger, and he had them and he loved them because he felt like he was holding on to something, and obviously that he couldn't see anyway because he was only young. So But if you put them the wrong way round, all that happens is when you go to pull off quickly, the clip will spread apart and then you're not holding onto anything anyway. Again, I reiterate, why are you doing yourself an injustice by giving the Pillion a bad ride? I like the fact that Tess doesn't feel she has to hold on. If we start going a little bit, she'll grip on with her knees, and that's all she needs to do. The one with the tank, putting your hands on the tank, a lot of sports bike riders prefer the Pillion to do that, because obviously you've got your arms around the rider, and as long as you keep your arms around the rider, then...
Well, then the rider's taking all the weight.
Yeah, but when you brake, you don't obviously come forward onto the rider, again, upsetting his family jewels. But when they accelerate, because you're holding onto the tank, all of a sudden you're going to whip back into the rider. So that's one I obviously think is it's personal preference to the rider, and if that's what you want to do and that's how you want your Pillion to hang on, then good luck. But it's not comfortable, and it's certainly not comfortable for the Pillion.
It's not comfortable for the grab rails, because your arms,
Right.
if you put your arms at the back of you for a long period of time, they start to ache. So,
Yeah, but
and then you've got to hold on the bike. So that's not for me.
The other thing,
I've always sat up close and personal to aid it.
yeah,
So
the other thing is,
one.
the other thing is with the grab rails, when you're holding onto the grab rails at the back, all your weight is anchored over the back wheel, and what that will do is if you do accelerate hard, it will just bring the front wheel up. So because your weight, so that's basically stopping your rider from being able to use anywhere near the power of the bike, because all that's going to happen is as soon as you open it up, that front wheel's going to come straight up. Because if you imagine Pillion's like that, as soon as you
'cause you're top
accelerate,
heavy.
yeah, you're just going to go straight up the back.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing is what you find most comfortable. You know, if you're finding it really uncomfortable on the back of the bike, I've got a feeling that maybe you're on the wrong rider. Because it shouldn't be uncomfortable. There's a time and a place for doing everything, and there's a time when, you know, if I want to have a little bit of a blast, then I'll go out on my own. Don't get me wrong, me and Tez don't hang about. We do all the speed limits quite happily. But I'm sorry, to me, I want Tez to get there and feel like she's had a nice ride, a
Well, you've got to
comfortable
be
ride.
comfortable, and you've got to feel safe, and you've got to put all your trust in the rider. You've
Yeah.
got no control as a Pillion, no control whatsoever. It's all down to the rider. So if the rider wants to go, or if he has to brake hard, or for whatever reason, you know, you've got to be aware of it, and that's why I like to see.
Yes.
And
Yeah,
driving a
100%.
car, so because I drive a car, I'm aware of my surroundings. So on the bike, because I can see, I can almost judge that somebody's gonna pull out, or, and because I can see as well as Aidy can see, but he might have clocked something else and I've clocked something further afield.
The other thing as well is if you can't see, everything that the rider does is going to be unexpected. When he
Yeah.
hits his brakes, you're not going to expect him to hit his brakes, so he will hit his brakes, so you've got to react to them. So maybe you need something, you know, like grab handles or grab rails, because, you know, you're doing everything after the event. You're not expecting it, and it's all a big surprise to you. Whereas if you can see, you know it's going to break, so you can get yourself ready before it happens.
I almost ride the bike with you, don't I?
Like, yeah, oh, no, you do. I've always said that me and you are a team, and that's what you kind of need to be. You need to be a team together. If you're not a team, no. I remember taking somebody out once, and they turned around to me and said, "Oh, what do we do?" And I said, "You just sit there, try and relax, and you know, go with the flow." And I went round the right hand corner, and when I looked back, they were still upright where they were sat when we were going straight. So what they'd done is I'd gone round the corner, instead of coming down with them, they went back that way. And I'm like, why wouldn't this go round corners? You mustn't be a pendulum, you just go with the rider nice and easy and flow. And you will enjoy the ride a lot more if you can see it. It's like, if I'm going to accelerate, Tez knows when I'm going to accelerate. She'll see there's a car in front of us, she'll know I'm going to go by it, and she'll prepare herself. If I'm going to go a little bit nuts, allegedly,
She gives me a tap.
allegedly, she gets 2 taps on the knee like that. Once you've done that, she knows I'm going to go, and she will hunker in and she will not move. That's
And if I see, and if I see something ahead, although Aidy might have seen it anyway, but if I've seen it, I squeeze him with my legs, my thighs, and he knows that something ahead, something's, whether it be a policeman, a car pulling out, whatever.
any form of danger. But the thing is,
Yeah.
this is all this language has come from not being able to talk to each other. Because in the past we didn't have intercoms and things, so we had to do everything. You know, I mean, poor old Tez. Tez could shout as loud as she wanted, I would not hear her. So the tapping, the little tap, she knows exactly what that means. And to be honest with you, I think that goes through the industry. So if you're suddenly on the back of somebody you're not used to and he taps you, hold on tight.
Hold on tight.
Because it's going to be a quick tap and boom.
But I feel 100% safe with Ada. We went to France and I down to Dover. I slept most of the way.
She did. Mind you, to be fair, she did have a great big duffel bag on the back to lean against. Must have been like being in bed.
No top
But yeah,
box.
no, we didn't have a top box then, did we? It was on the Jitsa.
No, it was a sports bike.
We just tied everything best we could on it. But yeah, we honestly, I can do anything with Tez on the bike. I don't even know she's there, and that's another thing. Don't be tense. Relax. If you're not enjoying it, it's not for you. If you go out and you enjoy it, it's not all about the thrill of being, you know, going fast and going around corners and leaning it over and everything. That is part of it, and if you like that, then great, happy days.
I
It's
used
all
to
about-
take photos and all sorts, didn't I?
We still do.
I know, but I mean on Jitsa, when we was on sports bikes.
Yeah, all the time. There was nothing behind her to stop her from coming off. But I could put Tez where I wanted her on the throttle. Like if I felt Tez going back a bit, just shut the throttle off, she'd come back. If I felt Tez was a bit too close, I could open the throttle and she'd shoot back a bit. I could monitor where Tez was sat on the throttle. And that's down. I'm not saying, listen guys, I'm not saying I'm a good rider. Please don't think I'm blowing my own trumpet here.
Yes.
I'm just saying this is what you can do as a rider for your pillion, and this is what your pillion should be doing. And the other thing, before you do anything else and get on any bike, no matter who it is or what it is, put the right clothing on. Because
yeah.
if you don't know them and you don't trust, you don't know how they ride or anything, and you go out in your little nutty boots and your jeans and everything, I see so many of those in hospital, so many, where he's decided to show off a bit because he's got a new girlfriend and he's gone down the road and she's gone down the road. From a girl that once had lovely pretty legs to having them scarred up to hell is not very nice. So if you're thinking of getting on the bike, this is the male, female, whatever you are, whatever gender you are, doesn't matter, make sure you've got the right gear on. It's not just a helmet. At least protect your torso with plenty of padding, get a proper bike jacket. And I'll tell you what, any of you others that are out there as couples that ride bikes, stick your advice in the comments as well, because I'm sure we haven't covered everything. You know, what you think and what you do and what makes it right for you. Because I love being out with Tez on the bike. This is one of those hobbies that we do together, so it's not like I'm nipping out for a ride, babe, and then coming back, wash the cookie Sunday dinner. If I get the bike out and I say I'm nipping out on the bike, by the time I get back in again, she's dressed. Aren't you?
Yeah.
as
got undressed before you.
yeah. So as far as the Pillion's concerned, then, babe, what else would you add?
I think you've covered it. Like I said, you've just got to put 100% into the rider, because there's damn shit all you can do as a Pillion.
Yeah.
You've got to have confidence in that rider.
But if you don't like,
If you haven't, don't go on it.
no. And if you don't like what they're doing, tell them.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid. Many years ago, I'll tell you a little story now. Take this on board or don't take it on board, entirely up to you. Many years ago, a lad used to come out with us, and it was all right. It was not a bad rider. Liked doing his wheelies and stuff, and you know, and that was his forte. Always came out with us. Always struggled to get, you know, the girls to go on the back of him and this, that, and the other.
Wonder why.
One day, well, the girls didn't know how he rode. He just picked girls up that didn't particularly like motorbikes. Anyway, one day he found somebody who did like motorbikes. And on that ride out, and I was on it, that ride out, that guy was showing off, banging it up on back wheel, because every time he put it on back wheel, she squealed and giggled, and he thought it was funny. Anyway, put it on the back wheel at this particular point, which was a bad place to do it anyway. Picked it up onto the back wheel. She squealed and giggled. He turned around to look at her, and he didn't see the car pull out in front of him. The rest of us stopped. He obviously hit it still on the back wheel. Killed them both. Moral to the story is, if you don't like what your rider's doing, don't let him do it. Just say, no, stop, not interested. Pack it in and just take me home, and take me home steadily. Because there's
Well,
no
make
need
sure
for
you've
it.
got
When
some money in your pocket, get a taxi and go home on you.
Well, when I first met Tez saw me, allegedly, pick her son up from her house. You carry on with the story, babe.
They was going to bite me. My son had come home on leave from army. Nothing fazed him. Nothing scared him. He loved speed. He's whatever. Anyway, him and Adi was going to bite me. It was in late October, early November. A little bit tinkly on the roads, you know, with the ice. Just see a little bit forming, sort of thing. And he back wheeled it down my street with my son on it, and my son thought it was amazing. As people do, it's fun. But it's not fun when something happens, and I said to myself, fuck that, I'm not getting on that bike or any other with him.
She did.
And when he
100%.
came back, I told him. And when my son said, oh, it was great, Mum, he didn't frighten me, I'm alright, I don't care. I'm not going on it. And that
No.
Christmas, he brought me my leathers and my helmet and asked me to go on a bike ride. And I kept saying, no, I seen what you do. And his dad said, you'll never get a safer rider than Adrian. And I'm like, yeah, I've seen what he does. Maybe you haven't. Anyway, tomorrow I did go out. He took it nice and steady, no wheelies, no silly antics or anything. We came back and he said, how was it? And I went, I loved it. It was amazing. And he says, so you're going out again then? And I said, yeah, and I've never looked back.
But she's still here today. That was 16 years ago.
Yeah, and that's because I said, not a chance while you're pulling silly wheelies.
But I wouldn't have done anyway.
To be fair, he has pulled wheelies with me on the back.
Allegedly.
I have liked it.
Allegedly.
Yeah, but not on our roads. No, not on our roads. It was, you know, and it went right up in the air or whatever. It was a nice wheelie. Not doing 160 mile an hour and then pop it up.
No,
like
I ain't done that.
some people I've seen do. And I having a quiet word with him and
To be fair, she didn't have to have
Telling
the
him.
quiet word. I wouldn't have done it anyway. And the reason her son got what he got was because he got, you know, you're not scare me. I think I was more scared than he was. But that's besides the point. At the end of the day, the truth of the matter was, Tez would not go on my bike. If it wasn't for my dad saying to her what he said, then, and my dad was a biker as well, and I've been out with my dad and everything. If it wasn't for my dad saying to her what he said, she would never have gone on a bike.
I don't think I would have.
However, the bit she's missing out was we actually went out on the Boxing Day. Well, you'll know what the weather's like in December. It's cold, it's horrible, and this, that, and the other. And we went out. We did about 40-50 mile, and I turned around and I brought her back, and I said, "How did you feel?" And she turned around and said, "I loved it, but only if you ride like that." And I said, "Absolutely fine. Quite happy to ride like that. I've got your life to consider as well as mine." So, and pretty much that's where it's gone from there. And like I say, it has been all over France, all over this country, from the top to the bottom. And she's a brilliant pillion, absolutely brilliant. You don't know she's there until I get a little squeeze or something. I really don't know she's there, or I get a cuddle. I like a cuddle. I like it when she gives me a cuddle. But yeah, apart from that, no, would never have known. And yeah, so listen, guys and girls, if you're going to take a pillion, be respectful. I don't care what you're on. If you're on a sports bike, a Ducati, whatever, you don't have to do. Oh, hang on. Yeah, you don't have to show off. There's no need. Take them on an airstrip and show them what you can do. Take them on a bit of private land and put them down and go and show off and do your wheelies and your stop business stuff. Other than that, you don't need to. Give them a nice ride and they'll stay on the back of you forever. If you give them a shit ride, you won't get them on the back again. Simple. If I'd have taken Tez out on that day and given her a crappy ride and gone chucking it around everywhere, I wouldn't have, she'd no way she'd have gone on the back again. Okay, going that way. But luckily for me, I've got a brain. My brain
yeah,
said,
some leave them at home.
nay, nay. I think have we covered the subject?
Yeah.
Just saying.
Watch her.
So hopefully some of you will pull some goodness out of that, and some of you won't care. And please just ride
Yeah,
safe,
maybe
everybody.
you can add to it.
Yeah, please do.
Not holding on.
Stick it in the comments. What you find works for you, your lady and man, and whatever you think works. Okay, guys, I think we're going to call this one. A wrap. So don't forget, everybody. Please do us a massive favour. Please subscribe.
Hit the bell. Ding ding.
And we will see you in a future video. Thank you so much for watching. So take a bite, Tez.
Bye, Tez. Good night, everybody.
See you, everyone. Take care. Look after yourselves. All the best. Bye bye.